This video is very tragic simply because officers in Las Vegas responded to a home invasion. When they arrived on scene, officers ended up shooting the wrong person, and that's why it's sparking controversy.
43-year-old Brandon Durham told 911 that someone was breaking into his home and he was hiding in the bathroom. That police body cam video showing police arriving at his Henderson, Nevada home, and when officers arrived, they noticed damaged cars in the driveway and windows broken in the house.
Hey, they said they made entry. We got to go in there.
Yeah, we gotta go in. Hey, when we have a broken window and a break up the street, we're gonna make entry. Hey, kick it!
Officers move quickly down a long hallway, and turning a corner, the lead officer sees two people struggling in a bedroom doorway, both holding onto a knife.
Hey, drop the knife! Drop the knife!
The officer then opens fire on the person on the right, who turned out to be the homeowner who called 911 for help.
So first and foremost, we have to realize that this is a very, very tragic situation on all fronts, simply because a man lost his life who shouldn't have. And you also have to realize that the police officer, I know without a doubt, was not intending to shoot this man, and so he has to live with that the rest of his life. The question becomes now, is the officer going to get off, or is he going to be punished? Now, I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to give a definitive answer simply because there's going to be an investigation that goes into this. Now, some of you guys off the jump are going to say, there you go, defending cops again. No, but with cases like this, you have to be very, very careful because all the context is so key, especially when it comes to what was the mindset of the officer responding to the call for service. So let's actually discuss the call for service. The officers responded to a home invasion in progress. There was a belief that there were weapons involved. The victim said that he and his 15-year-old daughter were going to barricade themselves into the bathroom until the officers arrived on scene. Officers arrive on scene, and as they arrive on scene, they start moving quickly through the house to find the suspect of this home invasion. Now, at this moment right here, I'm going to pause it because this is so important for you guys to realize that as easy as it is for us to sit on the sideline and talk about what the officers should or should not do, is not that easy for the officer. You have to realize that he is going to a call that is a priority one call that he knows that time is of the essence for him to get in there and stop this suspect from doing what he's doing. He sees two people, he sees a knife, and he makes a split-second decision and he shoots the wrong person. Now, I've told you guys before, in law enforcement, we can't afford to make mistakes like this because it could tragically cost somebody their life, which is what we see. If the officer would have shot the right person and the suspect would have died, would we even be talking about this? We wouldn't, simply because the shooting in and of itself and what the officer was trying to do was justified. However, shooting the victim is why this is controversial, because he made that mistake. The one thing I want to also, reveal to you is that months before this situation actually occurred, there was actually a very similar situation where officers responded to a scene where somebody was threatening another person with a weapon. The officers did not move quick enough into the house. They actually stood by because there was a direction given to stand by until other officers arrived on scene. And the victim was tragically killed because the officers didn't make entry into the home quicker than they should. So this is one of those cases where it's hard. I mean, because on one end, it's like, hey, we got to move quick. We got to stop the threat. But on the other end, this is where I also talk about sometimes it's good for officers to slow things down. Now, remember, I get it. It's easy for me to sit here and say it's slow things down, but that's because I'm on the sideline. But when you're actually in the moment, time, I don't want to say it becomes irrelevant, but you don't experience time the same way people do when they're not under stress. When you're under stress, time accelerates. Sometimes it slows down. The volume either increases or it decreases. Your optics either get wide or they go tunnel vision. So there's a lot of physiological things that happen to your body anytime you're induced to certain situations like this. So to be honest, I don't necessarily believe that this is a conversation as to whether or not this is justified or unjustified. Clearly, the officers made a mistake, and there are always going to be consequences in our job when we make a mistake. What it's really going to come down to is what will the punishment be? And I think we have to measure everything with context and understanding in order to get to the bottom of this one. So what do you guys think in the comment section below? I'm curious to know what you guys think. And when more information comes out about this case, I'll definitely give you guys my updated feedback.